It's like a frying pan over here. Somebody order a bacon western cheeseburger, get me off this thing. Am I tripping that I'm hearing things now? It's the voices in my head. Talk about skateboarding. This many? I feel 17-ish. Most mornings I feel 85. Most evenings I feel about 22. Young, frisky, looking to have a good time. My first sponsor was a skateboard company run by Corey O'Brien in San Jose. It was called Sonic Skateboards. He was, yeah. Funny thing about Simon was he'd pick me up to go skating, but he didn't know where any spot was until he got back to his house, and then he could drive from there, and he knew where every spot was from there. But if we were anywhere else in town, we'd have to go back to Campbell, and then he'd drive us to wherever. Sonic had kind of dissolved, and I was skating with MJ and Jerry, obviously, and then Jason Adams and Tim and all those dudes also. They were like two separate crews, you know? And I just kind of like skated with all those dudes. And I was talking to Jason, and he was talking about maybe me trying to get me on Black Label, right? So I was out skating with Jerry and Mark, and I had mentioned it to Jerry. And then Jerry was like, oh, why not just ride for Maple? And of course I was just like, oh, like, yeah, I'm down, you know? So like that's how that totally came about. It was that reset button on skating, you know, because everything was getting so serious, and it was like, why are we going out filming and just stressing on it? Why can't it be fun like it was, you know? And that's kind of, it was such an unintentional thing that became something, and it's kind of rad. I'm pretty stoked to be part of it, you know? Like that was like really cool that like how that all came together, you know? And it was just a house full of all of us. Oh man, Caswell, without a doubt. Caswell was the best and worst. It would be like Caswell, then like 2 hours in, it'd be Larry, and then after that, it'd be like, get the fuck away from this dude. Like, he would just be too much. He was like epic, man. It was fun partying with Caswell. He was rad because he was just always game for anything, you know? Like whatever the situation was, he was just down. You know, whether it was like, we were having the best time, or if it was like a full-on bar fight, Caswell was just in the middle of it no matter what, you know? And just having a good time. You know, it was rad. Oh my God, Jerry for sure. I'm kind of a Leonard Nimoy fan, so I'm gonna have to say Star Trek. Leonard Nimoy was a gnarly photographer. Just total side note, like, that nobody knows about. He was like an epic photographer. I do. This is amazing. My bathroom's out of commission right now, and this dude was over at the Eric, our filmer, was over dropping some stuff out. He's like, can I use the bathroom? I was like, yeah, just go out back. And I was like, but don't piss on the Vespa, because it's just in the backyard. I was like, damn, that's what it's come to. It's the hyperspace button. See that thing? I don't know what it does. It's just there. It makes that noise though. I'll figure it out someday. No! What's worse is we took it all apart and then fucked up all the electrical. But now it doesn't run, it's just in the backyard. Anybody want it, DM me. I was pushing it up and down the driveway one day, like just pushing it and sitting on it, like, yeah! I tricked somebody. I was down in LA, because I couldn't get back on them at home. So I was in LA staying at a friend's house, and I was like, hey man, is it cool if I use your computer for a sec? And I re-registered down here. So, and I have a different name, and dude, I'm all about it. I was bidding on some shit earlier. I don't know, I got a call and they were like, everybody wants you to be the dude to take over. And I was like, well, what does that mean? You know? I do everything like so, like we'll put graphics up on the wall, and I'll be like just have a blindfold basically, and let's like lift it up and be like, that one, you know? Like it's just like, like whatever, like right in front of me, like this one. There's like no thought to anything. We're just like, whatever. I think our artist hates me because I'll just be at the bar texting him random ass thoughts. Like, dude, we should do this for a graphic. He's just like, yeah, okay. In all honesty, as being the brand manager, my job is like 5% the team 90% trying to get music rights, and like 5% of like everything else. Like music rights are the worst, dude. It's like this fucking dude just about killed himself at his video part, and the hardest thing is trying to get music. My budget for Oververt was more for music than it was for travel. And when you start doing that, it's like, what are we doing this for? Like, this is insane. How retarded skateboarders are. It is insane. Like, looking back, I was like, damn, I was really good at my job. When somebody would text me, I would text them back. When somebody would email me, I'd email them back. It's so gnarly, like when you're like, dude, I've been working on this for 2 weeks. All you gotta do is say yes or no. Like, will you please just look at this and say yes or no? I was really fucking so worried about the King of the Road shit on TV, because I was afraid like you would see this side of me that most people don't see. And that's the part where it's like, I don't really push the dudes. I'm more like, don't get hurt. You know, like you're my friend before everything. And like a big one was when Jerry's last trick in Bag of Suck, right? He backside nollie heels Lincoln, that big set. And he called me and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go there this weekend, I want you to go. And I flat out was like, I can't go to the hospital with you again. Like, don't do it, it's not worth it. I was like, I know it's such a rad ending, but I was so like, don't go there, man. Like, don't do it. I do not, I've been to the hospital so many times with Jerry, and it's like, you're my friend. You're gonna be my friend forever. Skateboarding is just one little thing to our lives. Like, so the King of the Road shit, I was like so worried I was gonna come off being like, don't do it, man, don't do it. Like, look, like I was being a pussy or something, but like, I just, you know, I just don't wanna see my friends get hurt. You know, and at the end of the day, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing all this. It's with my friends, you know? And when it's not fun anymore, then I'm gone. Like Kaiser Soze. All the time, dude. All the time. The first time I got recognized by a non-skateboarder, right? I was in Panda Express, and this big dude turned around, he kept turning around looking at me, and I was just like, you know, just sitting there, and he's like, hey man, like, I know you from somewhere, right? And I was like, I doubt it, I've never been to prison, and like, you know, like he just looked like a gnarly fucking dude. I'm like, I don't know you, dude, at all. Like, I was like, I don't know. And he's like, yeah, I know you, man. You're on that King of the Road show. And I was like, yeah. And then he just started talking to me about King of the Road. And then, you know, when it's this weird thing when somebody thinks somebody's famous, then other people want to, like, they're looking to see who you are, you know? And I was just like, dude, I'm just here to get my Kung Pao chicken, man. Like, come on, dude. Like, and he just made this whole scene in Panda Express. And it was like, oh my God. Like, I just ride a skateboard, people. Like, I'm nobody. Like, I'm just a normal dude. The best one, though, was coming back from Europe last summer. You've been on a 15-hour flight or whatever. You start to go through customs and you're like, okay, I've been out of the country 17 days. Like, you're like, you got your shit like memorized, what you're gonna say. And I walk up with my passport, hand the dude my passport, and he like opens up my passport, looks at me, he's like, you're Louie Barletta, man? I'm like, yeah. And he's all, love the show, man, and just stamp my passport and let me go. I was like, dude, I should have brought all those drugs we had. I could have totally went through. I fan out inside a lot. You know, like when I see Lance Mountain, I'm always just like, but then I'm like, what's up, Lance? Like, you know, I try to play it so cool, but like, you know, Louie Barletta from fucking 1985 is like, like there he is, he's looking at you. You know, like, so yeah, I mean, inside, like I definitely still have those moments. Dude, Nestor's really good at pillow talk. He kills it. I think Nestor for sure. Yeah, I definitely am never filming another video part. As brand manager, I'm like, dude, it's time for these dudes to shine. You know, like somebody sacrificed their skating so I could do my skating, and now it's my turn to do that for these dudes, you know? But I still love it. I still like filming. It's so fun. Maybe if I come up with enough tricks, but I'm not gonna focus on it. It's time to focus on the team. The work that we put into making Bag of Suck, I really think that's like, you know, it was like during an era where it was all hands on deck and everybody coming together to make that video happen. It's rad, like if I watch Jerry's part, to be like, fuck, I remember going there. I remember him battling this. Like, I remember what Caswell got there. Like, you know, it's like that kind of stuff. It's weird because to me, video parts are just scrapbooks of my life, you know? Like, it's been all these years of just that. So there are all these trips, all these events, girls that I got, you know, hooked up with on tour. Like, so when I watch video parts, I'm looking at like other shit. I'm not looking at the tricks, you know? I'm looking at like those little points in my life. Jerry Sue, hands down, he's the best. Mark Johnson, honorary San Jose dude, but Jerry's the best. I love that dude. There's a lot of good Enjoi ads, a lot of good ones. Like, but that goes back to like, they're also like little snapshots of my life. You know, like one that stands out is the Castle one where he's wearing the Morrissey shirt and his nose is all bloody. And that we're just at the bar and some dude like sucker punched him and then ran. And he was just standing like, what do I do? What am I supposed to do here? And it was like kind of incredible. So like there's like that, like the backstories to all the ads to me are like what makes the ads, like whereas other people are just fans of the ad, you know? And it's like, so it's different for me to look at them, but that one was really good. The Uyghur one where he's doing the back tail on the massive board. I mean, that one was incredible because he was just like, I just want a board that just has my name on it. And Matt Eversole, the brand manager, was like, dude, it has to be a fucking super duper long board to fit all your whole name on it. And then it was like, that's it. Like, that's the idea. And then it just like became that ad, you know? Ronnie Krieger had a house in Arizona. And Krieger was like, you can come stay at my house. I got a pool, I got a hot tub, all this stuff. So we were like, Arizona was like the hot spot to go to skate, right? Back then. So we're like, all right, let's go, we're going. We go there. The neighbor came over and basically told us, don't touch my daughter. So then it was like this whole joke about all of us like trying to hook up with the neighbor's daughter. And then Clark was in the hot tub one night and that was the photo and it was the ad, you know, and it was like the genius of Matt to like see that and put it together with the neighbor girl and everything. It was just like, that's so rad, dude. We've been like compiling all these old photos, old ads, and it's like, oh my God, we could never get away with this shit now. It's so just like illegal, like, but somehow we did, you know? And a funny thing was like, we had a deal with Big Brother that if another skate company or another magazine, if they would censor our ad, Big Brother would let us run it for free. So that's the gnarly of gnarly ones that were censored by somebody else always went to Big Brother. And it was like, it was pretty rad that that's how it turned out. This is random as fuck. We just go to the skate park to warm up and every single one of those mascots were there trying to skate around. So we were just skating and me and Chris Avery, our filmer, we were like, let's try and like get in between them. And we were like just messing around with these dudes, right? There was like 2 of them who could actually skate. The rest of them they were the legitimate mascots for every one of those teams. The NFL flew them there and they were filming a commercial for the Super Bowl. And they saw us filming and then the producer went over to Chris and was like, hey, I'll buy that footage off you. And like, he was like so stoked on it all. And they wanted us to be in a Super Bowl commercial, like an NFL commercial with these mascots. And we just blew them off super hard. They like tried to get us to sign like release forms and all that. And we were like, hell no, dude, we don't want to do any of that. I would never, ever do a naked 540. So, but I got close. Years ago, we had a mini ramp, or not a mini ramp, a ramp. And I was spinning them and running out of it. And I was like, dude, when I get back, we were leaving on a trip. I was like, when I get back, I'm gonna do one. Like I had it figured out finally. And I came back from the trip and the dude had tore the ramp down. I was like, damn it, that was my one shot. A lot of orange, a lot of Pantone 125, a lot of pandas, a lot of fun. Just, you know, classic Enjoi stuff. It's what we're known for. You can't make it up, you can't fake it, you know, and that's what we do. That's how it is. It's all natural.